more Barnstable This Morning on this Monday, June 1st. And Dr. Mary Czajkowski, of course, joining us here in the studio. It was nice to have that little crossover with the town manager.
Absolutely. Nice to be here, Sarah. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that you and Tom kind of took the helm at the same time, and I think that you and I came on to the town at the same time as well in the fall of 2011, and I can't believe it's been 4 years since then. But obviously, we've loved having you here. We've loved having you on your show, and wanting to kind of look back and talk about some of the highlights from the past 4 years that you've been here in the town.
Well, thank you, Sarah. It's been, it's been a great opportunity to be part of this show, and what a great way to communicate to the public the things that are going on in our community, from our schools and our DPW and our police and the town. So it's been a great. I've really enjoyed this.
Well, thank you, and we've really enjoyed having you on the show. But so many things have happened in the past 4 years in the schools, and we've really seen the schools grow and flourish. So you sent me your farewell letter to the staff where you highlighted some of the things. So let's talk about some of those things, so like the reintegration of the charter school back into the district.
I can't believe that. When I first came in August of 2011, the Horace Mann Charter School, as you know, we have two schools. One is the K-3, the Community Horace Mann, and then the 4-5. And it was an area of concern that the school committee wanted me to take a look at, and I did some staff survey. I worked with the staff. I worked with the board of directors for the Horace Mann Charter School, and we came to an agreement that it was best to return it back as a public school and back to the district. And so that was a big deal. It was a big deal for the staff, the students, the parents. But it was a smooth transition, and I really thank the school committee and the board for working together to get through that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And talk a little bit as well about, social and emotional needs of students is something that's so huge, and really I think is becoming more of an issue in these modern times, for whatever reason it might be, but there certainly is a need for more support for that, and that's also another thing that you list under your successes is to increase that.
Absolutely.
That
one of the things, we employed school counselors in all of our elementary schools, and we felt strongly to address the social emotional needs, we wanted to start at our earliest grades. And so the preschool, beginning with the preschool and our elementary school, we now have certified school counselors that are running anger management groups, that are working with families more closely, talking with students about their social emotional needs. So I think that has become apparent throughout many schools across the Commonwealth.
Absolutely, and of course the facilities as well, with the elimination of those modular classrooms. That was something that was so popular in the 70s and 80s, and those buildings are aging. They weren't great to begin with, and after many years of use, and we're seeing that project initiated as well as the construction of the Early Learning Center too.
And that work could not have been completed without the support of the town council and the school committee to make that happen, and Tom Lynch. The capital, we're going to have a little over $8 million worth of school projects beginning next year. And it's coming to fruition that we're finally going to get rid of those trailers. And as you said, some of them have been there almost 40 years. So BWB, Hyannis West, the trailers will be gone. Phase 2 is going to be beginning next year, but Phase 1 is moving along really quickly. I don't know if you've had a chance to get over to the Hyannis West, but all of the modular units are in place. We're anticipating an opening of July 15th, and it will be the first home that they can call their home for our most young children and families.
Yeah, and we did actually take a trip over, I think it was last week, to watch as the crane was lifting the pieces, and it's really kind of cool to see how that's coming together, and amazing that it will be able to open this fall. Just a wonderful project. So what will you take with you when you go to Lexington?
What will I take when I go with me? It's the people that I'm going to miss the most, obviously, but with every change that I've had in my career, I look back and I reflect upon the lessons I've learned. And, one of the things that I think I've really enjoyed most here is the consolidation of working with town and school, our human resources, our finance department, as Tom mentioned earlier, weekly meetings. I think that communication is so important. And I know that in Lexington they have their facilities as part of their finance, as part of their consolidation, but not their human resources. So, I'm going to take the many memories that I've cherished here with the staff, with the parents, with the school committee as what I will take along with me.
And is there anything that you think you're going to remember the most, or a favorite story that you're going to tell about working here in the town of Barnstable?
God, there's so many favorite stories. I just had lunch with Mrs. Bridges' class last week. It was a kindergarten class, and I've gone around with my Wonder Woman lunchbox, and they've just really enjoyed it. And I got from them a picture book with me and the students last week. And I think most memorable is it keeps me fresh in mind as to why I got into education is really the students and the kids. So there's so many stories I could tell, but obviously we don't have the time. But I'm going to miss the students the most.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, what's this? Obviously, this is your last interview with us here on Barnstable This Morning. What work do you have left to do? Obviously, we talked about graduation. Let's talk a little bit about that, actually, because it's always such a wonderful event, and it's this Saturday.
It's this Saturday. So this week is a really busy week. Tonight we have the senior recognition night. Friday night was the prom. It was a beautiful night last Friday night for the prom. Wednesday night is our retirement dinner for our staff. On Thursday, we've got the presentation to the town council, and then Saturday is graduation. So a busy, busy week, but you know, graduation is just such a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to the students that are going off, as I'm going to acknowledge them in the military. We have about 6 or 7 students that are going off to the military. So I believe this Saturday is going to be a beautiful day, and it's always great when we can graduate our students. Part of my speech is I'm going to reference the Dr. Seuss book. Oh, the Places You'll Go, which is one of my favorite books.
Wonderful. Well, Mary, we really have enjoyed having you here on Barnstable this morning, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Sarah.
Live.
It's been a pleasure.
Likewise,
thank you.
And we will miss you, and hopefully you'll have to come back and visit.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Absolutely. Well, we've got lots more to come on Barnstable this morning. We'll be back with more, and thank you to our Superintendent of Schools Dr.
Thank you.